Hello everyone, Skylegs here, back for another video review. I fixed everything out with my videos so I know what was going wrong. As you saw in the title, we're going to be doing Generation 1 Starscream. To give you a little history about Starscream, as quickly as I can. Starscream is the air commander of the Decepticon Battle Brigade. Basically means, under Megatron control, he controls the Decepticon air fleet. That comprises most of the Decepticon army. He's an incredibly good flyer, probably the best flyer in the Transformers universe at the time. He's also a great fighter. He doesn't realize this, or he knows he's this, but he doesn't necessarily utilize it that much. He prefers to use underhand, backstabbing tactics. He also seems to have an endless amount of ambition. All he cares about is overthrowing Megatron and becoming the new leader of the Decepticons. He believes he can become a better leader. He was one of the original Transformers that boarded the Ark, or one of the original Decepticons that attacked and boarded the Ark. He basically, throughout the first 2 seasons, served on the Megatron, and once in a while would try to take over, but each time would fail. It wasn't until the Battle of the Autobot City, where Megatron was so badly damaged that he tossed him out of Astro Train, and then proceeded to take control of the Decepticons. This lasted all of 2 minutes, when Galvatron returned and blasted his spark into oblivion. Or so you think. The special thing about Starscream is his spark actually has a mutation that makes him indestructible. Well, the spark at least. The spark can travel and possess different people or Transformers. It possesses Cyclonus and Scourge in an attempt to get Starscream's body back. He made a deal with Unicron. If he got Unicron a new body, Unicron would give him his old body back. Once he got his old body back, though, he double-crossed Unicron and then proceeded to leave. While he was leaving, Galvatron found him and destroyed him again. Now, you think that would be the last we see of him, but actually he shows up one more time, and that's in Beast Wars. His spark must have somehow hit the transwarp wormhole that was created by the Axron and the Darkseid, and showed up in prehistoric Earth. He possessed Waspinator, and he told everyone that he actually saved Galvatron and sacrificed himself to block Unicron's blast. All of 2 people believe this. Everyone fell for it except for Black Arachnia, who, I don't understand, her of all people, a protoform, knew that he was actually blasted by Galvatron. And Dinobot, who was either around for the time or read up on his history, knew that Starscream was bullshitting. He actually defeats and takes over the Maximals, but is betrayed by Black Arachnia and fooled by Optimus Primal, and his body is violently extorted from Waspinator's body. That's the last you see of Starscream in Generation 1. Now, on to the figure. Starscream, in its alternate mode, is an F-15 Eagle. Incredibly sleek looking jet mode. Now, like with most Generation 1 figures, I'm going to rate them a little differently than I would other figures. Just because Generation 1 figures are older, so they're not going to be as either detailed or posable or articulated or show accurate. So anyways, this is what I like most about Starscream in his alt mode. He looks a lot better than what his robot mode would be. But still, he does have a few problems in this mode. Personally, I don't like how the wings are not up close to the body, or the main section of the jet. As you can see here, there's a gap here, and it leaves for wobbling. Also, underneath, he's pretty hollow, but that's okay. His main weapons in this mode is called cluster bombs. They're basically lasers or any kind of other standard Decepticon weapons. His transformation is pretty simple, but it takes a lot of taking stuff apart and moving it around. So I have his arms in his fist, well, his fist and his null rays over here. So let's start with the transformation. Let's get a last look at his alt mode. Very sleek, very intimidating looking. I like the F-15 Eagle look. I give this mode a 9 out of 10. This is a beautiful mode. especially for a G1 figure. Let me bring that back a little bit. Okay, the first thing that you do is you remove the landing gear, which is actually pretty hard to find. Next thing you do is take the cluster missiles off, or the cluster bombs, and you take them out. Try not to lose them. There we go. I'm going to take these away for now, and I will bring them back in a moment. Hold on. Next thing you do is you take off the back fins, and you take off the main wings. This allows us to transform them. Bring the feet out, like so. Go to the back, and open up this back section. These are his soon-to-be arms. Let me just show you that again. Here we go. I know my hands can get in the way. Next is, let me bring this down so that you see, you bend the nose cone around. You just loosen this up. Here we go. Bring it in, and it goes through the gap that was left from the arms. This is quite a smart way to do this. I never actually realized how they transform Starscream until I actually got one. And bring his head back like that. Now, let's bring him far back so you can see him. And that's the end result on his head. Now we put the wings in the back feet wings on. I like to put them backwards like so. I'll show you in a second, but let me just put them on. You basically put them back on, and you can either put them one way or the other. It all depends. This isn't that posable figure, so it won't really damp or anything. Let me put the fist on. The fists go snugly on the hands, or the arms. There we go. And lastly, let me make room so that I can get the wings on. Okay. There. And there's one last part to the figure. Let's move these back. A lot of people like to have the wings all the way back. Some people like to have it forward. I like to have them forward like so. It looks more reminiscent of the show. And last, you put his null ray on. Now, there we go. His weapons in this mode is the null rays. Now, each seeker has their own ability. They're not just generic soldiers or jets. Skywarp has the ability to teleport. I'm not sure what Thundercracker does because they really don't say. But I always regarded the null ray the ability to immobilize Starscream's special ability. The head doesn't always like to stay put. Posability in this, not much. The arms can just move around, up and down and around. Let me just show you that. They can move out, and they can move up and down, like so. And that's about it. The legs don't do anything. That's all. Let's get a close-up of the figure. Now, if you can see that, if the lighting's good enough, it's a very nice G1 figure. Like I said, I rate G1 figures a little bit differently due to their lack of posability and how well they look. On a whole, let me get the back so you can see the back. Not much back here, just the rub symbol and the back of the jet. On a whole, what I would rate this figure, the robot mode, I would actually give a 7 out of 10 for a G1 figure. For the jet mode, I would get a 9 out of 10, giving this figure overall 8.5 out of 10. I like his jet mode better, but I always pose him as robot mode because I pose all my figures in robot mode, unless it's Grimlock or one of the Dinobots. Dinobots, plural, not Dinobot Beast Wars. Anyways, this figure's nice. You can find them on eBay. You can find them used on eBay for fairly cheap, but you may not get everything. You may not get the rare landing gear. Or you can be clever and get the Encore edition, which is exact copy. You get everything with him, and it costs a little less. Starscream is definitely worth buying. I'd pick him up if you had the chance. This is it for Starscream. Again, I give him an 8.5 out of 10. If you're going to get a G1 collection, you definitely need him. And he's definitely the first Seeker you should buy. He is one of my favorite Seekers. He's actually my favorite. Him and Skywarp. And he's definitely a staple in the G1 universe. So he's a must-buy for a G1 collector. He's a good figure, so pick him up. On to my next reviews. I will be doing a Beast Wars review next, and then another movie figure. I'm going to alternate between those three genres. I believe I said that in my Rat Trap review. I'm not quite sure. Don't remember. But, again, this is Skylinks. I'm going to be saying peace out for now. Starscream, he'll be saying peace out too. Till later, adios.